Welcome back to the rest of the story. Well, as you guys can see, this is going to be an action shot of of me unloading the spreader of manure. This job is done. This has taken a little. I took this the first day that I was over there, and it's just a shame to let this footage go to waste. So I figured I'd do a voiceover on it and just talk about stuff. That stuff being how people get offended about simple things on social media when honestly you don't mean anything by it. I said a harmless comment to somebody the other day, and I got grumped at by somebody because they thought I was being a jerk. Well, I guess that's just pretty standard for anybody anymore to assume the worst out of somebody than just figure that, you're just poking fun. That's enough of that. This spreader, I really like this H&S spreader. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's an H&S. Something you guys aren't aware of, when I got done, the very last load that I hauled here this last week, I ended up busting a shear pin. Completely my fault. It was a partial load, and for some reason, it was like 7 o'clock at night, so it was completely dark out. I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I engaged the web without engaging the power takeoff. Because after you do it so many times throughout the day, you kind of forget that it's kind of easy to forget a step. Because what I was doing is when I was pulling into the field to start unloading, I would raise the end gate and slow the tractor down, shift into the gear I needed to be in, engage the power takeoff, and then engage the web. For some reason, I have no idea why, I did that whole process without engaging the power takeoff. Really wasn't that big of a deal. The web, I didn't run the web so long without turning the power takeoff off that it damaged the beater, the rear beater, or anything like that. I ran it out and it got right up to it, and there was enough manure sitting up against it that it couldn't spin it out. It took a grand total of maybe 2 minutes to get the beater cleaned off. All he did was he took the skid steer and took the tines and just ran it around once. With the help of the skid steer, it really wasn't an issue. I mean, I could dig the stuff out around it by hand. So it really wasn't a catastrophic mistake. It was an error on my part. I'll own up to it. But as is farming, things happen. You can see right there I just shut the power takeoff off, and I'm just running the web out and keeping the beaters from running and throwing the manure back into the spreader. That's a characteristic of this spreader that I really like, that I wish ours had. Myself, our next spreader, I want to look at something closer to a vertical beater spreader, probably a Kuhn, and something that can handle a lot of really heavy material. So if you guys go back into one of How Farms Works' earliest videos, I rented a Kuhn Knight vertical beater spreader to haul out a lot of heavy clay pen pack, and that spreader worked awesome. There were no slugs, no anything across the whole field, and it was a really nice spreader. It left a very positive impression on me. So as far as any spreader I'm looking forward into the future, a vertical beater spreader with a hydraulic push is definitely on my mind. But this was a short video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are staying out of trouble. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.